Hey, it's Erin. One of my favorite techniques for building strategic muscle is mind-muscle connection. Now, I'm sure you've heard that term ad nauseum. I know everyone talks about it, but to me, mind-muscle connection is that very personal and almost spiritual connection that you have with your body. It is the act of being able to go into a big compound movement like a squat and just using your glutes, and even specifically a portion or an area of your glutes, for example, to raise the weight back up. Now, this applies to every single muscle in the body. So when you're able to really master it, and of course, developing mind-muscle connection is a lot easier with those muscles that you can see. But when you're able to master it, you're able to take your training to the next level. Now, mind-muscle connection is also overcoming the urge to lift with the ego, overcoming the urge to recruit all other muscles and to cheat those last few reps. Now, there's nothing wrong with ego lifting necessarily every once in a while or doing forced reps at the end of a set. But by and large, I think that a lot of the reps should have that connection. And when you leave the gym, you should feel just as tired mentally as you do physically. Now, I'll explain the process of strengthening that mind-muscle connection and really building that deep connection within yourself to where you can isolate specific muscles even at rest and thus get that much more out of your workouts. Step number 1, really important, don't ignore this step, warm up. It's really important that you get in there, you do some work on the treadmill, you go through some dynamic drills, you get the circulation going and really just get feedback from your body as to how you're feeling. Next, whenever you go into your working sets, it can be really appealing to start going really heavy. And when you do, you just start recruiting a lot of other muscles. Let's take lateral raise, for example. If I'm going really heavy, yeah, I can lift a lot of weight, but I start lifting the weight. So I really start recruiting the traps and even the lower back. I might have some excessive core work going, you might have some leg involvement. So leave the ego to the side and lighten up just a little bit. By going lighter, you're able to really focus on the muscle that you want to hit. You're able to think about where the source of the effort is coming from. Now, along the same vein, when you're going lighter, also want you to go slower. Now, when you go slower, this is going to have that same or similar impact as going lighter. You're better able to focus on the movement itself, the muscles themselves, and you develop the connection between mind and body. So going slow, and also keep in mind that this is something that you start on the really, really lighter side of things. You start on the extreme slow side of things. And as that connection strengthens, you're able to go faster. So this is just my tips for getting that initial mind-muscle connection and building it from there. You'll also notice when you go lighter, any weird idiosyncrasies that you might have, any bad habits that you might have, they'll start to pop out. So on that lateral raise, for example, if you feel yourself starting to lift the dumbbells, think about pushing them out. This gives you time to think about what cues are going to be most effective for you, because like many other things, we all need different types of cues that will help us engage those muscles properly and really help lock those movements in. Last step, I want you to flex and I want you to feel the muscle. So going back to that lateral raise example, think about dropping one of the weights. So you're just doing a single arm lateral raise, and take your non-working hand and place it on the working muscle so you can actually feel which muscles you're recruiting. And at this time, you can also change angles. So you can work with your arm a little bit forward or a little back, feeling how the muscles are engaging at each time. Think about that cue also. So think about, instead of lifting the dumbbell, think about pushing the dumbbell away. This translates to almost all other exercises as well. So you're able to sit on a leg extension, for example, and you're able to feel one of the quads working. You do single leg. So take time to feel the muscle working. And we're going to take it back to old school bodybuilding. And I think that this is really just underrated. Flexing. There is nothing like flexing after a good set to really solidify that mind-muscle connection, really feel that pump and feel the muscle contracting. So you want to get that really solid contraction, lock it in your mind, lock the whole thing in, and it will just strengthen from there. Let me know what you think. Do you have an excellent mind-muscle connection? Is there a muscle group that you find that you don't have such a great connection with? And typically our mirror muscles are the ones that we are able to develop best because we're able to see them. Those are biceps, shoulders to some extent, abs, quads. We're able to watch them training. So those are more of the low-hanging fruit. So I would say start with the ones you can see, then slowly work on the back, work on the glutes, work on the hamstrings, and you are going to create the total package by solidifying this connection throughout your body. If you've made it this far, you rock, and I'm so proud of you for pushing forward and continuing to make progress. That's it for this time. Until next time, train smart, train hard, y'all.